So a common question I get asked is that my drone footage looks pretty bad. How does yours look so good? And there are 3 simple areas that you need to follow all the time. And this happens all the time. You take great footage, you edit it, you put on sound effects, put music on, you then upload it to YouTube and it looks pretty bad. Why is this going wrong? So in today's video, let's find out. So it's not the drone. If you're flying a decent drone, in the examples today, I'm going to be using a DJI Mini 2 and a DJI Air2S. It's not the drone. The actual spec of the drone, the hardware is brilliant. It's normally you. That's the problem, or the way you're actually exporting your footage. So let's break this down into 3 areas, and then hopefully it makes this process a lot more simple for you, and then you can work on this for every video that you're going to be doing into the future. So the first one is this. So the drone settings make a massive deal. Now, are you going to be recording at 1080p on one of these 2 drones? No, you're not really. You're going to be using 4K as a minimum. So the DJI Mini 2, for an example, is 4K 30 maximum. So unless you're recording something which is really fast moving and you want to slow it down, then you don't want to be using 2.7K. For general average flying of cinematic feels videos I do a lot of, 4K 24 is what I'm filming at majority of the time. If I want to slow something down, I'll use 2.7K 60. So if it's a fast moving object, or I'm just doing something where I want to slow, say, waves down, 2.7K 60 is fine. But for majority of the time, I want to use 4K 24. So remember that number, make a note of that. You don't want to be using 1080p 30. There's really no need. You're paying decent money for this drone or the drone above me. The DJI Air2S above me, 5.4K it can film at, so utilize that amazing footage and quality. Again, 5.4K 24 is what I film at all the time on that DJI Air2S. So before we delve into any process, which we'll get to in a minute, so just imagine you've filmed, say, a 3-minute footage video on your drone at 4K 24. You then want to then go and export it. So what you then need to do is your exporting settings need to match the drone itself, or what you've filmed at, to get that best quality. Otherwise your footage is going to be a bit jumpy and it's not going to be the best. So I use Final Cut Pro. You don't have to use an expensive editor like that. You could use iMovie, you could use LumaFusion, you could use DaVinci Resolve. All these editors now allow you to actually utilize and open a project. And when you open that project, you want that project to then match what you've been filming at. So for me, if I open a new project now on Final Cut Pro, I will open the project and I'll have it set at 4K 24, so it matches. If you don't, then it's not going to be perfect. And what we want on this channel is perfection. So once you've done all that and you're all your editing, the middle step to then is the export. So you need to export it from your editor program and then save that as a video format. So once you've done all the donkey work, what we're going to do then is export, and we want it to be exported in a decent quality. On Final Cut Pro, if you use that, H.264 is fine, or you can use the Apple ProRes format. But make sure you're recording it and you're exporting it at the same. So again, I'm exporting it in 4K 24. That will mean there's nothing lost, there's no actual quality lost, and I'm exporting it at the highest quality. This is where people go wrong. A lot of you, and this is not your fault, from the beginner level, use DJI Fly app. Built into the app, built into the iPad app, built into the Android app. It's good, it's decent, but the exporting on it is its downfall. No matter what you film at, 5.4K, 4K, 1080p, you export in HD 1080p quality. So if you've done fantastic, amazing 4K quality video, you're only going to be exporting it at 1080p, so you've lost quality there before we've even put it onto YouTube. So I don't really recommend it. I don't use it. I'll show you how to use it, but I never use it because it's quite slow, and the overall exporting side of it is terrible. Why would you want to have a drone like this and export in 1080p unless it's just for something like Instagram? But today I'm talking about how you can get really good quality, which you can put on onto a TV and show really good quality there, or upload it to YouTube and get the best quality. So try and get away from DJI Fly app as your actual editor. There's free ones out there, the ones I've listed, some of them are free, some of them cost a little bit of money. If you're doing this professionally or you want to do it long term, Final Cut Pro is, for me, the best one. You've got Premiere, that's also good, or you've got DaVinci Resolve, which is quite complicated, but it's free and that's got loads of different features on it. But pick one, stick with it, and then learn it and master it, and then just away you go. but don't use DJI Fly. Alright, we've not even moved on to the second part yet, but we've now done the first part, which we've been filming in our 4K resolution. We've actually now exported it in 4K, so it's now sitting on your iPad or your tablet or your desktop, and you need to then upload it to YouTube. Next problem where people go wrong. If you use the YouTube app, so on a tablet, on a phone, on your iPad, and you upload using the YouTube app, it will upload in 1080p. Even if it's a 4K file, if it's a 5K file, if it's a 2K file, if it's a 3K file, it'll upload in 1080p. Not sure why, it needs a fix on this 100%, but it won't upload. So you need to use the desktop YouTube app only for exporting if you want to upload in 4K quality. So you can 4K export, it needs to be 4K on YouTube. So you have to go on to say on Apple, Safari, and upload on the YouTube actual desktop app. So you need to follow that path line to get the best quality. So we've done the actual filming on the drone, we've then edited it and exported it in 4K, and we've uploaded in 4K. That's what I do every single video. I could upload in 1080p and it would probably take 5-10 minutes to upload. 4K takes a lot longer, but that quality then is there. It lasts, it stays on YouTube. So if that's the first thing you need to be thinking about, is your process, your workflow, and how you're uploading. So I'm sure a few of you there will be like, oh right, that's why. So tick off that box already. Let's move on to part 2. So the second bit, what I use all the time, and it comes down to, again, accessories on your DJI Mini 2 or your DJI Air2S. I'm not using any other drone example for this because the quality on some other drones aren't as good. This is just for these 2 drones now. So memory cards. I use 2 different memory cards for the 2 drones, and I just use them. I'll put them on my computer, I'll delete them, I'll put them back on, and I'll just use the same 2 all the time. For the DJI Mini 2, I use this. This is the SanDisk Extreme U3 64GB memory card. It's never let me down. The quality is perfect. It exports, and read and write speeds are really fast. Brilliant memory card. If you cheap out on memory cards, you're gonna maybe get problems. The footage may be laggy, you might lose quality, you might lose footage, so don't cheap out. They're not very expensive now, and for the DJI Mini 2, 64GB is probably enough for majority of people out there. I'll link that in the description below. And for the DJI Air2S, because it's 5.4K, because you've got 4K 60, the resolutions are fantastic, but they also use more memory. So I use, again, the SanDisk Extreme U3, but the 128GB version. And that's more than enough. I can do easily a day's footage on this, delete it, away you go for the next day. But word of advice, please don't cheap out. I've learned from the mistakes. I never do anymore. Perfect memory cards, go get them. The next thing, ND filters. I never fly unless I forget them, or it's at night time without ND filters on. This will allow me then to use those pro settings. I go on about this all the time, but grab yourself a set of ND filters for either drone, or if you've got both drones. I promise you, you will not regret it. I see some comments and videos saying you don't need ND filters. Now, why would ND filters be available for every single camera out there, every single high-end camera, used all the time in filmmaking and used on high-end drone filmmaking? Adverts you see, films you see, we're all using drones, they've all got ND filters on. So think of those comments, read them comments, and then get rid of them comments, just like I do, because it's not even worth the energy to even get into a discussion about it. I promise you, once you get a set of decent ND filters, they're going to last you so long, and they are brilliant. And that footage can go from pretty good to spectacular. Being able to actually lower your shutter speed using those pro settings and actually get decent motion blur and not have huge glare and reflections on that image takes the image from good to brilliant. This set is for the Mini 2, it's by Freewell. It allows me to use ND8 all the way up to ND64. So I'm covered for every daylight condition. In low light, I can use ND8. I'll put a sheet at the end of this video if you're not too sure about when to use it. But it depends on which the lighting conditions are, but ND64, pretty much really bright daylight, and ND8 for low light when it's going kind of golden hour. It allows you then to have your shutter speed set. So for instance, 4K 24 is what I'm going to be filming at, so my shutter speed can then be at 1/48. So you just double it, or 1/50th. Keep your ISO at 100, so you're going to get the best quality. If you don't use ND filters, what the drone will do is in auto mode, your shutter speed is going to be so much higher. So that video doesn't look as good. It looks a bit too over processed, too sharp. There's no motion in there. It doesn't look realistic. So to get really cool footage that all the decent filmmakers use, all the YouTube filmmakers who do cinematic videos use ND filters, either on the phone, on a camera, on the drone. ND filters are great. So this is the set I use for the DJI Mini 2, and then the Freewell also use and do this one for the DJI Air2S. The cheaper sets are right, but they are plastic, so they could snap. They tend to be heavier and bulkier, so you might go over that 250 gram limit. So I would spend a little bit more and grab a really decent set. You don't need anything else. So everything that I use pretty much on a daily basis for filming is just a decent memory card and ND filters, nothing else. Point 3. Okay, last point. So you've got the exporting nailed, we've got all the gear, but you've still got no idea. Anyway, so if your flying techniques are poor, your video isn't going to look great, even if you've got everything set up and the best drone, the best quality, everything. So practice on your techniques. I've done quite a lot of videos of these. I'll put them in the top corners here. So get your footage nice and smooth, and it will reward you. So you're going to put all three together now, upload it, and your quality is going to be great. So I want you to follow these 3 steps. I want you to go and upload a video to YouTube. Unlist it if you want, and then comment down below the link to your video, and I'll go and watch it and I'll comment on it. So I hope you picked something up from this video and learned something. If you have, please like and comment, that'd be excellent. If you're new around here, subscribe would be fantastic. I'm Darren, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.